So in today's video, we're going to talk about sets. So if you don't know what is data structure, let me explain. Data structure is just a topic in programming that's going to teach you how to organize a large amount of data, so that when computer come to interact with those data, or retrieve those data, or work with those data, is going to be very easy for the computer. So maybe you heard me explaining this over and over again, and if this is your first time, so now you get the idea. But if this is not your first time, so don't judge me, just keep listening, because I'm expecting new people will just come and watch the video. So anyway, let's talk about set is one of those data structure. We have different way of organizing data. I can organize my data like this. I can organize my data like this. Assuming this is the data can be your name, can be your age, can be whatever it is that computer can store in a file, can be your video, music, and whatsoever. We call it data. So if I organize my data like this in a horizontal line, so when computer come look and for a specific data, it's going to look for it this way. So, and if I ask computer to take out the third one, it's going to be easy for the computer, because it can just go all the way to the third one and pull it out. If I ask computer to retrieve the second one, it will just go for the second one and retrieve it. It's going to be easy for computer because the way of organizing it. But if I organize it like this, I stack all the data. So now if I ask computer to pull out second to last, or the second one, before computer can be able to do that, it must remove the first, the top one, and then pull out the second one. If you don't understand what I mean, this is what I mean. Let me show you an example. Let's use a project as an example. So you see, assuming all of these things that I stack is my data. I have a projector, I have a book, and I have a duster, and also a duster or cleaner. So if I ask you to give me the projector, you can't just do something like this, because if you say you're going to pull out the projector without removing the top one, you're definitely going to mess up around with those items. So you have to take out this one first, and then you take out the projector. So if I also ask you to give me the second to the one, you can't just pull it like this. No, second to the last, I mean, you have to take out the top one and then bring it up. So this is what I mean. What I'm just trying to tell you is that based on how you organize your data is going to determine whether a computer can access it easily or difficult. So in Python programming, we have different types of organizing data, or I said different way of organizing data. One of them is list, tuple, and now we are on set. I already explained what is list, tuple. Now I'm going to explain set, and then next we're going to look at dictionary. So now let's understand what it says. Since you understand what is data structure and the importance of it, so now let's understand what is set and how set organizes its data, so that is it going to be good for this or good for that. So what is set? Set is just, this is what I'm going to cover in this video. So what is set? Set is just another built-in data structure in Python that's going to help us to organize the data. Usually set don't organize your data. You on your own, you have to, when you create the data, it's going to be in a random order. Set does you usually don't keep your data based on how you keep it. For example, if I set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this. So set is not going to store the data like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's going to crumble the data and make it random. So maybe if I print out the data, I might see 5, 3, 1, 4. something like this. So as you can see, the data is now getting randomized, or I say scrambled. So this is how set keep your data. It does not keep it in an organized way. So if you want something that will keep your data in an organized way, you have to look for a list or tuple. So but set, this is how it's organized. This is how it store your data. But in a set doesn't allow you to put duplicate element. If I put one and I put one again, then set is going to ignore the second one, going to keep on, because set is going to check, okay, we already have one inside our storage, so why do we need another one? No, just keep it aside. So set doesn't allow you to put duplicate element. So now we understand what is set. Let's move on to see how are we going to create a set, or how do we make a set. For us to make a set is easy. The first thing you have to do is name your set. What am I going to name it? Let me call my set a numbers. Since I'm going to store a number, then you put equal sign. This is the name of my set, just like the way you creating a variable. Then equality sign, or assignment operator, and then you put curly bracket like this, curly bracket. Then you start putting your element. So let me just do something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you close it with curly bracket. This is exactly how you create a set. If you can remember a list, I can access my data using index, but in set you can't do that, because I told you the reason at the beginning that set doesn't keep your data based on how you created it. It's going to scramble the data and get the point. So but how do you going to access your data? Yes, you can only check whether you have something, but you can't access it. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. I can check, yes, I have this, I have that, but I can't like retrieve it. If I say I'm going to retrieve it, I can retrieve it, but it's going to be very, very somehow difficult for the computer. So now we see how do we create a set. So now let's move on to basic set action. So what are the action can we do for a set? So assuming this is our storage, and this storage we created it using the idea of set, no duplicate element, only single elements, and the data is going to be randomized. So when we have this storage with the idea of set, then if you want to add element to it, or maybe I want to take this and put it inside the storage of this set, I have to call a method in set called what? Called add. So like this number, if I wanted to add something programmatically, not hard coded, so I have to call numbers, then I say dot add, then I put the whatever I wanted to add. So I can decide to put like 6. So now by calling the variable, the set name numbers, then dot add is going to add this 6 inside my set. Then we have dot remove, and also the same thing with remove. It just self-explanatory. When I say dot remove, you know exactly what it means. It means just to get rid of element. So I can say dot remove 4, and now it's going to remove 4 since I already have 4 inside my element. And then we see how we add remove, and now let's look for how do we check an element. So if I wanted to check whether I have 6 or 5 inside my set, I can just do something like this. Let me delete this one. I can just see 6 in numbers. This thing that I show you, if you go into your computer, I write it down, I run it, you're going to see what's the output, and also you can print it out. So you can decide to say print 6 in numbers. So since I already, okay, we don't have 6, let me put like 2. If I say 2 in numbers, which is this set, so it's going to return a true to me. because I have 2 inside the number. But if I don't have it, it's going to return false to me. So now we see how the basic set action is. And also set has a another advantage, which is using a mathematical operation of set. If you know your mathematical topic called set in secondary school or maybe in high school, so it's going to help you here. So those sets operation, we have union, intersection, difference, and symmetric difference. So now let's explain and see how they are work. So if you have a data, it's going to be easy for you to check to differentiate the data, to combine the data, and also to remove some specific data. So now let's say I have another set. Let me call it numbers 2 and is equal to, let me keep 3 2 7 8. So now you see we have 2 3 3 2 7 8 inside our set 2, and this our set 1, numbers and numbers 2. So if I call this operation call union, I'm just going to call this first set, which is numbers. Let me just call num, I mean this. Then I said union, then you put that straight, I don't know what they call it, but you just put this straight, whatever it is, and you put other set, which is num2, which is, I mean this one. So when you call this num and num2, it's going to combine all the data. It's going to combine 1 2 3 4 and this one. But if you can remember, I said set doesn't allow you to put duplicate elements, so it's going to remove the duplicate element automatically. When you combine the two data, 3 and 2 is going to only appear once, not twice. Moving on to intersection. Union, you see, is just like addition, combine them together. Intersection is like asking, okay, what do I have here and what do I have here? If I have A in set A and I also have A in set B, this is what we call intersection. I have A here and I have A here. If I have like in my hand, you see, I have a nail, and also in the other hand I have nail. So I have nail in this, I have nail in this. So that means they intersect, they both have the same data, or maybe the same item. So it's the same thing. If I have A in this one, this set, I also have A in this set, so they combine. That means if I ask my set, if I say in set 1 do I have A, in set 2 do I have, what are the elements I have in set A and set B, it's going to tell me I have so element. So this is how you're going to do it. Now we see for the union, if I say num and then num2, so by doing something like this, it's going to give us 3 and 2, which is I have 3 here, I have 3 here, I have 2 here, I have 2 here. So these are our intersection. I have them in the both set, so it's going to return 3 and 2 for me. And what are the differences? So the difference is going to tell us what do we have in set 1 if we remove the element of set 2, like something like this, num minus num2. So by doing something like this, it's going to tell us, okay, what are the elements we have in set 2? So it's going to remove them. So I have 3, it's going to remove it. I have 2, it's going to remove it. So I have 1 4 5 remaining. So it's going to return 1 4 5 for me as an output. So it's telling me this is the differences between num1 and num2, which is means in num2 I don't have 1, I don't have 4, I don't have 5. So this is the operation called differences. And this symmetric differences, let me just explain. The symmetric difference is when you put a symmetric difference on an operation, is going to check, okay, if we remove the elements that they are the same in both, for example, like the intersection, we have 3 here, we have 3 here, we have 2, we have 2. So it's going to get rid of 3 and 2 in both of the set and combine the rest, which is telling them these are the elements that if you combine them, so now you have both of the elements in both sets. I don't know whether you get it. When you put symmetric difference, it's going to remove 3 because they are both in the same set, and it's going to remove 2 because they are both in the same set. So now in set 2 is going to remain 7 and 8. In set 1 is going to remain 1, 4, 5. So this 1, 4, 5 and 7, 8 is going to combine together and give you as an output of what? Symmetric difference. So this is all about sets. So now you can think on your own, what thing can I do with set, and set where is it shine and where is good. So based on this data structure, there are some circumstances that this is the best data structure you should use, and there are some circumstances that this is the best data structure you should use. So make sure you understand it very, very well, so that whenever you are trying to create something, you know the best data structure you should use. So see you in our next video explaining the concept of dictionary. So learn the concept and code better.